So Carlie and I have come together today to talk to you, to help inspire you all to find a little bit of body positivity during this time of need. And I think while we're all inside and a little bit isolated from each other, I think it's a perfect time for women to get together and to encourage each other to find positivity again. So we wanted to share our stories because when we were together in our Celebration of Curse campaign, I got to hear all these amazing women who were modeling for me, who were everyday women from all different ages and backgrounds. And we all started chatting like girls do, and hearing all your stories, it really did inspire me even more that I wasn't by myself in this trying to find positivity again in my body. So Carlie, let's chat.
Chat away. I love this topic because I think that we don't talk enough about how cruel we are to ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think I've spent all of my life, instead of really loving myself and being kind to myself, telling myself what was wrong with me. And I think that's so sad and such a waste of time.
It is. And I know, like, when I was chatting to you, you've really embraced your 40s, and I think, was it your 30s? You said you were starting to, towards your 30s and 40s, that transition of your body changing that really impacted you.
Oh, yeah, I think sort of when you're in your late 30s, you're starting to really gain confidence and care less about what other people think. And then comes post-40 when your body actually does change. I mean, physical changes do happen. Not to everyone, but I noticed a change in my body. I wasn't losing weight as quickly. I constantly felt a bit bloated, and I just wasn't trimming down doing the same exercises that I was doing. And that causes all sorts of mental health issues. And so I encourage women post-40 to talk about what's going on with their life and what changes they're seeing happening, and get it out there, and let's just be honest about it. And let's, by talking about it, be able to move beyond it and go, you know what, it's okay, it's fine. I'm going to love myself no matter what.
And it is, and that's the biggest thing. Like, I look at it going, I've struggled since I was 14. I was blessed with big boobs at like F cup, and I remember trying to play rep netball in this Lycra outfit where I was getting bigger hips and bigger boobs and going, it doesn't quite fit me, and getting self-conscious. I was a surfer, so I used to get a lot of men making derogative calls against me, because I was booby. So I started covering up and I started hiding. And I remember, for me, reaching that point when I was probably 16 and 17, and I had my best friend, who was the only curvy girl I knew, giving me a bit of confidence to kind of stop covering up as much. And I kind of go, all right, I've had this yo-yo experience. I hit that, got my confidence again, lost a bit of weight in the 20s. Then came the 30s and I'm partying a bit more too. And then you got weight, and then it's like this yo-yo effect. And it wasn't until probably about 2 or 3 years ago. And, I've got another health issue that also accelerates and makes you put on weight. And I didn't know this as well. And when I was talking to people, I go, you know what, I'm really overlooking at the number on the scales. And that's what everyone does. And I just went, you had fashion that was really suiting my body shape. I'm dealing with this mental kind of struggle to go, okay, I'm not finding anything that fits me, so therefore I feel fatter, and then I've got my weight issues. And it doesn't matter what age. I think everyone has it at some point in time. And I love hearing you, because you're inspiring me that, okay, when I do reach into my 40s, that I still can look bloody fabulous.
Well, I think the thing that really annoys me in life is I look at other women in my life and I think they're just perfect, they're gorgeous. Yeah. And you talk to them and they hate themselves and they talk down to themselves, and it's like, but I see you very differently. And I came to a conclusion that people were seeing me in a way that I wasn't seeing myself. I mean, my husband sees me in a really positive way, yet I'm looking in the mirror going, oh, I hate that, and I hate that, and oh man, I've got cellulite there, and I've tried every single treatment to fix all these things that I think are wrong, but I'm the only one that sees it. Everyone else sees something very different. So I think it's really, really important that we shine the light on how our self-perception is not a real perception, and that we're comparing ourselves to people in magazines and being post-40 in this era where there's a lot of social media. We're seeing all these younger perfect people and we're seeing these older perfect people, but it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all filters, and there's so many things you can do to alter an image. We need to be real, and we need to fall in love with ourselves, so everyone else will fall in love with us.
Exactly.
It's just a crazy world to live in, especially now when we don't love inwardly, and we're just cruel to ourselves. How can we possibly be cruel to ourselves and then be kind to someone else? It's not real.
Yeah, and leading on to that, like one of my biggest things that really helped me get over that, because one thing I want to talk to you is how you get over that barrier. And one of mine that's always stuck with me, and I swear it's my pass it forward to everyone. And whenever I speak to someone, I'm like, okay, here's my analogy, and I'm not really great with remembering them all, but one thing I remember was that you have to fit your life jacket first. Your life jacket has to be inflated before that you can help others.
Yeah.
And if you are deflated, putting a life jacket on, you're not going to survive. You're going to feel like you're struggling because you're not giving yourself that time to give yourself that confidence. But when you are inflated, you can then help somebody else pick them up and give them positivity and confidence because you found that confidence in yourself.
I love that. And I think I came to a realization post-40 as well that I was outwardly confident as an MC, as a radio announcer, as a presenter, but inwardly I was being the complete opposite. And I was like, well, how does that work? And that's just not me. I'm not authentic if I'm presenting as confident and not being confident in myself. So I think that's a great analogy. I love it. I think look after yourself before you can look after anyone else.
So what's one of the things that's really helped you get over that barrier, that mental barrier of, now converting it to loving your body or being a bit more body positive?
I think it's about realizing that beauty is not being a sheep. Beauty is so unique. And I think, in my 20s, I got the boob job and I did this and I did that because I was trying to be like everyone else at the time, when in actual fact, who I am is so unique and who you are is so unique, and that's what makes you beautiful. You're not beautiful because you look like everyone else. You're beautiful because you're presenting this whole package of something that is only you and can only ever be you, and no one else could copy.
And have you found too, because as you mentioned before, like you said, being a presenter and everything, and this would have been harder for you, I feel, with being in the limelight. Everyone knows the voice. They want to look and see this person that they hear on the radio, or they see you as the MC, is then going back and going, okay, well, this woman's got confidence in her body, which people would perceive, but then how do you find the courage to go, you know what, no, I'm going to block out that mind, that little, what they call it, like that mean girl, or that, and go, this is who I am, and not care anymore about what other people think. Because being in the limelight as a presenter, you would have all these complete strangers making comments, whether it's good or bad. How do you get through that? Like, how do you find that inner positivity?
For me, that was time, and that was just this whole journey of self-acceptance. And I still wake up and still some days I look down at my legs and I go, oh, cellulite, can't possibly wear a short skirt today. And then I just have to stop myself and go, no, this journey's been too long. Don't do that. Don't keep doing that. So for me, there has been the extra pressure because, yes, I have been in front of people, on stage, all of that sort of stuff. But it's really just been a personal journey. It's just been me getting older and realizing that, life is short. And I spent way too many of my years not wearing that because I felt self-conscious, and not going out because I didn't like what I was wearing or what I looked like. And I'm just not going to waste time anymore.
Yeah. I think one of my things, because I've always been very yo-yo with my weight, and I found that probably in the last 3 years that I don't look at the scales anymore. Don't want to even know a number. It's kind of like my bra fitting, what I tell everyone. And it's not allowed a number. It's about the comfort. And that goes with your weight, like looking at these numbers and going, I want to be where I was when I was 15 or 16. What helps me is I go by the wobble effect. So, yeah. So for me, I go, okay, if I just did a little bit of yoga, and it can be light, or I might have gone for a run, I feel mentally and physically, I feel toner, I feel stronger. And it may have only made this little difference on my body as such, but mentally it's made it like, 90% why I go with these endorphins to go, you know what, I actually feel my bum isn't wobbling as much today, or I feel a bit more toned, and it gives you that confidence. So it's kind of that, so now I don't worry about that figure. I go, no, if I'm feeling good, I'm then gonna start my day in a positive mind.
I am totally going to use the wobble factor from now on. I love that, Prue. That's great.
Just do a couple of squats with your wine and go, yep, okay, I've done it. And then you feel amazing just having those endorphins kick in, no matter what it is. Walking your dogs. That's a prime example. Yeah. Some great exercise without it having a big impact on your bones or anything, but then it gives you this amazing impact on your positivity.
Yeah, and I think drinking more water. I know people say it all the time, but I think if that is the one thing that makes me feel cleansed mentally and physically, is just ensuring that I'm drinking lots and lots of water. So the wobble factor, lots of water, positive mindset.
And another thing I wanted to ask you, which you mentioned before, was, growing up, how media have always perceived, and we've always had a lot of women out there which were, I guess, a skinnier body shape, and that really hit home with me because we're a few years difference. I'm in my 30s, you're in your 40s, and I had the same. I didn't have many women growing up until Serena Williams came into the picture, and I was like, hell yeah, there's a curvy girl who's kicking ass in sport, because I was such a sporty person. And it makes a difference, and I hope that there's more women like yourself that keep inspiring women of all different generations to kind of find confidence as well.
Yeah, well, I just think, if you look around at your friends, for example, not one of them is the same shape. So how could we possibly all look like a model? Because models are long-legged, they're freaks of nature in most cases.
Yeah.
How can we possibly look like them? And then again, why would we want to look like them? Let's all try and be our best healthy self and embrace what we look like, because that, my friends, is unique beauty. You and your uniqueness, that's true beauty.
I think that's so perfect. And one thing I wanted to do before we wrap up is I wanted to find, give someone a bit of, I think it's always good to give back,
Yeah.
So we were talking about compliments, right? And I think it's amazing. So, my compliment to you is you look bloody amazing in that red dress. You look, so hot. And I think you look amazing. I love it. Love that tiny little waist I can see. But it makes a difference. I love, how hard is it to give a compliment, to go, you do look really nice? And I think more women should do that, to say, hey, you got a beautiful smile, or but put that positive kind of compliment onto it, not start with, oh, hey, have you lost weight? It's, I just look fab today.
Yeah, that's really important. So I think everyone should take from this today, the next time they're out and about doing their exercise, compliment a stranger. It'll make you feel fabulous, and it might just be what that person needed to hear. My compliment to you, Prue, is you should be so proud of the community that you've created around a fashion label, because you can't just have a fashion label. You've actually got to have a personality and an identity around it. And yours is so clear. Your support of women of all shapes and sizes to make them feel beautiful is exactly what we need right now.
Thank you. No, it does. It means a lot, and this is why I do it, and I love what I do. Just seeing all you women in our everyday celebration of Curves campaign was just gorgeous. I love how inner beauty just shines through you all. It was so good. So thank you so much. That's so sweet of you.
Thank you, Prue.
Oh, well, cheers. Well, here's to body positivity this year, and for many years.
Cheerio, then.
Cheers.